Did Sean Payton just put Broncos special teams coordinator Darren Rizzi on notice? So this year, the Broncos special teams, it's been special to say the least, but for all the wrong reasons. And it sucks because in 2023 and 2024, Denver had one of the better special teams units in the NFL. What changed? Special teams coordinator. Mike Westhoff was really the Broncos special teams coordinator in those 2 seasons. Officially, the title was held by Ben Kotwica, but Kotwica was more the right-hand man to Westhoff as opposed to the guy who was actually running the show. Mike Westhoff, one of the best special teams coordinators in the NFL for a long time, he was Sean Payton's special teams coordinator in New Orleans, so no surprise, the Broncos' special teams really improved, especially after they had Tom McMahon and then Dwayne Stukes before that. But Mike Westhoff, midway through last season, had to step away from the team due to health reasons. Ben Kotwica took over, and you could tell that the special teams last year wasn't really the same after Mike Westhoff left, so Sean Payton decided to move on from Ben Kotwica and start fresh there. I was hoping that Denver would have hired Chris Banjo. Banjo was the assistant special teams coach last year, and he's somebody who could have jumped in and really revitalized things. I think he's doing a pretty good job in New York with the Jets. Special teams is probably one of the only things that New York is doing at a pretty decent level right now. But you think about also what the Denver Broncos ended up doing. They hired Darren Rizzi. Darren Rizzi, he was available, he was Sean Payton's coordinator in New Orleans as well, and he was the interim head coach in New Orleans after Dennis Allen got fired. I was somebody who really liked what Darren Rizzi brought to the table, both in New Orleans as well as previously in Miami. But those results have not translated thus far here in Denver. The special teams has been disastrous. Dating back to week 1, they gave up that big return for a touchdown at the end of the first half against the Titans. They had that blocked field goal and that leverage penalty against the Indianapolis Colts. You think about all the big returns they've had since then. And then in today's game, along with the big returns, you had a muffed punt by Michael Bandy, and we'll get to why Bandy was in there to begin with. Then you had another blocked field goal. It was just ridiculously bad on special teams, and Michael Bandy should have never been in there to begin with. The Broncos had an egregious coaching blunder at the end of their blowout win against the Dallas Cowboys. Dallas was punting the ball back to Denver. By this point, the game was already gone. There was no reason why Marvin Mims should have been in there. But due to an error where instead of sending out Tyler Bidet and RJ Harvey, they sent out Tyler Bidet and Marvin Mims. Mims accepted the punt. He got hit on that play and was concussed. Missed this game, and the Broncos are very lucky they got out of this game with a win on the back of their defense and Bo Nix making a couple of clutch plays with his legs in the fourth quarter. But outside of that, man, Denver is really damn lucky that they were able to come away with a victory. And Sean Payton talked about the special teams today. He said, we'll get that cleaned up or we'll find somebody that will. I strongly believe that was a shot at Darren Rizzi. This guy right here says he meant returner and not coordinator. I disagree with that. I think he was taking a direct shot and putting Darren Rizzi on notice. This comes after last week when Sean Payton was pretty quick to defend Darren Rizzi. Today, it's the exact opposite. That tells me Sean Payton's pretty pissed off with what he's seen from the special teams unit, and that also tells me we haven't seen any improvement in the areas where Sean is expecting to see improvement. Do I expect a midseason firing? No, absolutely not, especially considering the Broncos are 7-2 at the end of the day. They are first place in the division, and they are most likely going to go to the playoffs this year. But after this season's over, if the special teams continues to play like crap, I would not be surprised at all if the Broncos made a move. And it sucks because you could have just hired Chris Banjo and not let him get away to the New York Jets. He got a promotion, but you could have given him that promotion here in Denver. I was okay with the move to move on from Ben Katwika because it was clear that Katwika wasn't Sean's guy. Katwika and Sean had no prior relationship before Sean was hired here. Katwika was a guy always connected at the hip with Mike Westhoff, and you look at some previous stints of Katwika as a standalone special teams coordinator, particularly with the Washington Commanders and Atlanta Falcons, he friggin' sucked. He really did. So I understand that move, but Darren Rizzi has been uber disappointing. From these coaching blunders, the incident with Marvin Mims, all these big returns, and they've brought in different personnel, including JT Gray, who was active today. The thought was JT Gray was going to help stabilize things, but nope. The return game still sucked for the Denver Broncos today in both areas in terms of the return yardage they gave up, as well as Michael Bandy putting the ball on the carpet. So, yeah, man, special teams has been disgusting this year, and it already cost the Broncos one game this year with that leverage penalty, and it's probably going to cost the Broncos another game this year. It sucks. It absolutely sucks, and it's something that is going to need to be corrected moving forward. All right, Broncos country, let me know in the comment section below. Do you think that the Broncos can continue with this Darren Rizzi experiment, or do you think that there need to be radical changes on this special teams unit? Drop those comments down below, guys. I would love to hear your thoughts, as always. Be sure to leave a like on this video, as well as subscribe and ring the bell so these videos appear in your notification feed. I would really appreciate it, guys. Those are both free and easy ways to show your support. It helps tell YouTube's algorithm to push us out, and it helps us get seen by more and more members of Broncos country, just like you and me. Additionally, if you guys want to go above and beyond in supporting the channel, please consider becoming a channel member today. I would really appreciate it. If you want some extra perks and incentives in exchange for helping me out, helping this channel grow, and helping improve the production quality of these videos, I would really appreciate it. The link in the description below. And before we get out of here, guys, I want to tell you about the affiliate partner for today's video, Green Gridiron Helmets. Use code DENSYN, DENSYN, link in the description below to save off your first purchase on authentic NFL helmets. From small replicas like this one behind me to full-size authentic helmets, they've got it all. Again, that is code DENSYN, DENSYN, link in the description below to save off your first purchase from Green Gridiron Helmets. Thank you so much to them. And until next time, guys, I'm your host, Gage Madrid, saying peace out.